playing video games on extreme difficulty demands intense concentration, fostering a calming effect that can alleviate daily stress. This mental focus is akin to what's required in martial arts and other challenging pursuits. Research shows that surgeons who regularly engage in video gaming make fewer mistakes and execute procedures more quickly. The manual dexterity developed through gaming significantly enhances surgical skills and overall performance. Video games offer instantaneous feedback, enabling players to assess their cognitive agility and reaction times. This immediate evaluation helps individuals better understand their mental readiness for various tasks. The conversation reveals financial motivations driving the promotion of plant-based diets, suggesting that vested interests may skew public perception regarding the environmental effects of meat consumption. Skepticism surrounds claims that meat consumption significantly influences CO2 levels, underscoring the absence of measurable evidence supporting such assertions. The discussion further explores the media's impact, particularly how censorship shapes public dialogue on controversial issues like diet and environmental accountability. Concerns arise regarding the targeted fabrication of crimes against individuals, highlighting the implications for justice and fairness in political discourse. Such practices can severely undermine reputations and erode public trust. The media's role in amplifying political narratives often leads to misinterpretations of public figure statements. This occasionally perpetuates misinformation, manipulating public opinion in the process. The importance of the First and Second Amendments is underscored as fundamental safeguards against potential government tyranny. A solid understanding of these rights is crucial to preserving democratic principles. In the UK, a crisis of prison overcrowding persists, exacerbated by the incarceration of individuals for social media posts while more serious offenders are released. This disparity raises significant concerns regarding justice priorities. Government interference in social media has resulted in the suppression of factual information, indicating a troubling trend where the state seeks to control public discourse. This manipulation raises ethical questions about freedom of speech. The left's historical defense of free speech has shifted, now often labeling dissent as misinformation while stifling opposing viewpoints. This shift highlights a deeper ideological conflict within American political discourse. The video illustrates how gain-of-function research may be misrepresented, prompting questions about its true intentions. Critics argue that it leads to maximizing harm rather than advancing genuine health improvements. A critique surfaces regarding the rapid vaccine rollout during the pandemic, emphasizing the lack of thorough testing and its associated risks. The urgency of implementation raises ethical concerns about public safety. The dialogue includes the historical context of pharmaceutical companies' profit motives, implying a conflict of interest in drug approvals. This relationship fosters skepticism about the integrity of medical research. The rising prevalence of Adderall prescriptions prompts concerns about its effects, particularly in high doses that can drastically alter behavior. Many users report experiencing heightened anger or aggression. Methamphetamine is characterized as a potent and dangerous substance capable of inciting extreme aggression among users. Its historical use during wartime underscores its significant impact on behavior. The case of John McAfee and his erratic behavior serves as a cautionary example of the extremes associated with drug use. His actions reflect the potential dangers linked to substance abuse and declining mental health. The discussion addresses the hazards associated with keeping wild animals as pets, such as chimpanzees, highlighting their unpredictable nature as they mature. This is essential for public safety and animal welfare. A comparison arises regarding the differing regulations for common pets and wild animals, questioning why certain species, like squirrels, face restrictions despite being common in urban settings. This raises equity concerns in animal legislation. The emotional repercussions of government interventions on pet ownership are spotlighted, especially regarding the euthanasia of pets that could otherwise thrive in the wild. This emphasizes the need for humane treatment and policy reform. The narrative surrounding recent elections suggests that certain actions may compromise the democratic process, prompting critical questions about the integrity of future electoral practices. The influx of illegal immigrants into swing states appears to be a strategy aimed at influencing electoral outcomes, potentially leading to the establishment of a one-party state in the U.S. Recent laws in California, which prohibit requiring ID for voting, face criticism as potential enablers of election fraud, further jeopardizing democratic principles. Concerns regarding the fast-tracking of citizenship raise alarms about shifting political power dynamics. Critics worry that this could result in manipulation within electoral processes, posing a threat to democratic values. The conversation also addresses the consequences of a compromised primary process, using Bernie Sanders' nomination as an example of potential manipulation within party politics. The media's and public figures' influence in shaping narratives around political candidates raises vital questions about accountability and transparency in leadership decisions. Many individuals face repercussions for expressing their opinions on social media, leading to arrests and social isolation. This trend raises profound questions about the boundaries of free speech in contemporary society. The conversation highlights fears of potential political repression should certain regimes come to power. Individuals express concern about being targeted for their beliefs, particularly those with considerable influence. There is an exploration of technology's implications on communication and privacy, raising concerns over how easily governments can access personal information and the perceived erosion of privacy. The dialogue also touches on the humorous yet serious side of comedy as it navigates subjects like transgender athletes, with comedians stressing the importance of maintaining humor in the face of societal challenges. Furthermore, the discussion delves into the psychological aspects of gender identity and societal perceptions, distinguishing between authentic transgender individuals and those who might exploit the identity for inappropriate purposes. A comparison is drawn regarding fairness in sports, particularly when biological men compete against women, raising vital questions about safety and integrity within competitive environments. The discussion underscores the importance of freedom of speech as a cornerstone of democracy, emphasizing its role in ensuring informed citizenry. This principle is foundational to the First Amendment. Concerns about the concentration of power over information and propaganda within government hands are raised, warning of historical parallels that might pose threats to civil liberties. This trend could pave the way for authoritarian governance. A critique emerges concerning the current media landscape, suggesting that mainstream media often serves as a biased mouthpiece for political agendas rather than providing balanced reporting. This shift undermines public trust. The conversation reveals that Hollywood celebrities might feel pressured to endorse specific political figures to maintain their careers and gain favor with the public. This reflects underlying pressures inherent in the entertainment industry. The dialogue also addresses the double standards within Hollywood regarding political endorsements, noting that support predominantly skews towards Democrats. This trend raises critical questions about freedom of expression within the industry. Consequences for celebrities who publicly support Republicans are mentioned, suggesting a culture of fear that discourages diverse political opinions. This trend is particularly evident in the experiences of actors like Dennis Quaid. Bureaucratic agencies frequently exceed their original authority, resulting in unnecessary complexities and inefficiencies. Such trends have been increasingly observed across various government bodies over time. The paperwork needed for projects can proliferate with the involvement of multiple agencies, leading to significant delays in critical launches and developments. This complexity can hinder progress. Overregulation fosters an environment where numerous rules become counterproductive, complicating operations for businesses and agencies. This challenge has been particularly acute in regions like California. The intricacies of the automotive supply chain illustrate how sudden tariff shifts can result in increased production costs and operational chaos for manufacturers like Tesla. Manufacturers require time to adapt to new tariffs through the establishment of factories and comprehensive training of personnel, as such adjustments cannot materialize overnight without extensive planning. The necessity of maintaining a competitive edge through innovation is highlighted, as manufacturers must enhance their products to keep pace with global competition. Historically, technological advancements have followed a trajectory of acceleration, with notable shifts occurring every few decades. Recognizing this pattern aids in predicting future developments. The emergence of smartphones as supercomputers has transformed everyday life, granting users instant access to information and connectivity. This convenience is now regarded as a societal norm. Future innovations like Starlink aim to enhance connectivity even in remote regions, exemplifying the ongoing efforts toward universal internet access. This could fundamentally revolutionize global communication.